The Silverblood Inn has plenty of strong drink and clean rooms.
Hi?
Hi there.
Oh, sorry. You know how it is when I'm thinking too hard about something. I forget about all sorts of things. Shall we get going? Are you talking to me to give me the sweet roll you have? Yes, I know you have one. No, I won't tell you how I found out.
Why don't you live here while you explore Skyrim?
Here? What sort of amenities does it have? Of course, I'll humbly accept your offer either way. But it does have a library, right? What's on your mind?
You said before that you'd give me the earnings from our time in Inchuanzel.
You remembered that, huh? I mean, of course I always meant to uphold my end of the deal. Here. My share of the spoils, all for you. And thank you. For taking me, that is. Hi?
Do you know anything about the Ethereum Forge?
Besides the obvious? Well, I know that it was located somewhere in modern-day Skyrim. An alliance of Dwemer cities mined and smelted Ethereum using the Forge, and the alliance existed primarily in this province. It must be a very complex, precise forge in order to handle Ethereum. I'd love to know the ins and outs of how it works, but there isn't much documentation about it, and even if there were, I doubt anyone but the Dwemer really understood its full functioning. But if we can find it, I could devote my entire life to learning how to use it, just for the sake of saying I could. What's on your mind?
About the Dragonborn Gallery.
Yes?
I have a question about an artifact.
Oh, okay, great. What artifact?
Skull Crusher.
Well, I know it has quite the descriptive name. It's also oddly light for a warhammer. I wonder what it's made from. I've read about this briefly when I was reading about other galleries in Tamriel. It was displayed in Mournhold. I wonder how it ended up here.
About the Dragonborn Gallery.
Yes?
I have a question about an artifact.
Oh, okay, great. What artifact?
The Cleaver of St. Felms.
Morrowind sure has a lot of saints, don't they? I know St. Felms because he stopped a Nord invasion in Morrowind. When learning history, I remembered only the parts I thought were interesting, and the Nords being stopped from invading is fun to know.
I have some questions for you, Remy.
Oh, what's that?
Can you tell me about yourself?
That depends on what you want to know.
Where are you from?
I'm from High Rock. Wayrest, to be exact. It's beautiful. The hub of trade in High Rock, right next to the Iliac Bay. All sorts of people passing through. The smell of the water, so many languages, art, knowledge. But for all its beauty on the outside, the inside is rotten to the core.
What do you mean?
Well, to start, its own king sold out the city, left the gates open to raiders in the hopes that his enemies would be among those slaughtered. Eventually, the raiders were ousted, but the devastation they wrought... and the king went missing afterwards. I was around 10 when it happened.
That must have been traumatic.
I don't remember it well, honestly. I can see my mother pushing me into the cellar. and my father standing with his old sword at its entrance. But it all passed us over. I mostly remember complaining that I was bored and wanted to go out to play. I was pretty spoiled. And I guess I got lucky.
How is the city doing now?
Well, when I left, it was fine. No one can decide on who should rule it now, so it's been in the hands of a council of cutthroats and traitors until a decision is made. But I honestly don't care much. I've never been into politics.
How do you know so much about the Dwemer?
Books. Books and exploration and experimentation.
Experimentation?
Oh yes, I'm a bit of a... well, let's just say I'm a self-taught Dwemer mechanic. It's a word I made up just now to describe someone with mechanical knowledge of Dwemer machines. Rolls off the tongue, right? Basically, I mess around with automaton and pipes and tonal locks and... well, you get it. I put pieces together, connect wires, and just fiddle around until something works. Or doesn't work.
What do you mean by doesn't work?
You know, I've discovered in my experiments that some wires shouldn't be crossed. Some gears fit all right, but some don't. And sometimes soul gems have too big of souls. Usually those mismatches are benign. But sometimes they're a little more, explosive. Don't worry. I've learned a lot, and I definitely probably won't blow us up.
You're not much of a fighter. How have you made it this far?
Well, that's a little rude. I'm not too bad with a dagger. Maybe you'll find out when you wake up with one in your ass.
Easy. I just don't want to see you hurt.
You're not the first person I've tagged along with. And if I can't find any wayward adventurers, I hire mercenaries to watch my back.
That can't be cheap.
It's not. But Dwemer runes are filled with priceless artifacts. And artifacts that are easily passed off as priceless if you say so with enough conviction. And I do a little potion brewing on the side.
You're an alchemist?
Something like that. I'm self-taught, which means sometimes my potions have unexpected side effects. And they also taste really awful. Have you ever gone delving into Dwemer runes and seen something cooking over a spit in a Falmer camp? And really wanted to just have a taste? That's what my potions usually taste like. But if you ever feel brave enough, I'd be happy to let you try some.
How did you get the scars on your face?
My cat.
Your cat?
Yep, his name is Numi. He likes his space and I don't like to give it to him.
Why did you call him Numi?
It's short for Numidium. That's the giant construct the Dwemer built to attain godhood. If there's a creature out there that emulates the arrogance of creating a god, it's got to be a cat.
Do you have any family?
My mother and my father are back in Wayrest. My sister is also out in the world somewhere.
Your sister isn't in High Rock?
Well, she might be. She is my father's daughter, so my stepsister. She's also a good 12 years older than I am. She's a mercenary. Pretty handy with a battle axe. She goes anywhere as long as there's coin. I lost tabs on her a few years back. She could be anywhere. I think my father was pretty upset by her career choice, but he never said anything about it. Makes me feel a little guilty for leaving home. Let's change the subject.
I'd like to know more about your father.
Well, he's not technically my father. My real father died when I was a baby. He was a fisherman, and I guess he had a boat accident or something like that. My mother remarried when I was 5, and I've never known him as anything other than my father. He's a merchant. I guess my mother has a thing for sailors. He travels between High Rock and Hammerfell, making sales and finding deals. He's actually the one who taught me how to use a dagger. It's a good skill to have when one of your shipments is being raided.
What's your mother like?
She's a painter. Wayrust is already a gem, but her art makes it look like something out of Aetherius. She's not famous by any means, but enough merchants pass through the city that she makes a decent income. She tried to teach me once. It didn't go well. But she supports me on the path I decided to travel. The path of a scholar, obviously.
Let's go back to my earlier questions.
Okay.
What are your hobbies?
Oh, you can probably guess. I like to take apart machines and put them together again. I love to read. I'll read anything as long as it isn't history. And I love eating. I'll eat anything. And I want to try everything.
What are your skills?
I'll try not to take that as offensive. I'm good with machinery. Something about it just clicks for me. That extends to other mechanisms, like locks. I learned I had a knack for getting into places I shouldn't when I was a teenager. And that same habit gave me practice into getting around unnoticed. And, well, I like shiny things. And sometimes those shiny things are in pockets. So I got pretty good at fishing, if you know what I mean.
Those are all useful skills in the right circumstances.
I'm glad you think so, since I agree. If you ever have use of those skills, I'll be happy to give you a demonstration. Let me know if you need anything else. Skyrim. I first tried exploring another one, closer to the Hammerfell border. Nightingale in power as well as name. Hopefully this power can help save the guild. Proud owner of an incredibly powerful Ethereum artifact. Now, I'd like to be the owner of another. Please let me remain here a while. Come back alive, won't you? I'll be waiting. homunculi are sentient? Alone in these rooms for eons. Oh, we're going this way now? Oh, harvest your insides! Ow! Why didn't he tell me? I wish I could have gotten a way to communicate with him. I could find him when I got bored. I just realized we never got a ghost clue from that ghost bard. This is the worst. So as soon as Alduin is defeated, they'll just go back to killing each other, won't they? Wow, look at how these machines are built! They're so efficient! The Dwemer who lived here had a unique technique. This gives me some ideas. Some scholars believe that Dwemer translates to smart elves rather than deep elves. The Dwemer were cocky enough for that to be true.